Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It is time to update you on my Project 12 pan. I was hoping that this would be a finale, but so much time has passed. I'm not yet through everything that I've been using, so I wanted to hold off, do one more update, and then do a finale after this, because again, I'm just ready to throw some things away and start to kind of move on and wrap this particular project pan up, because I feel like it's taken a really long time. So I'll show you guys my progress first, and then I will also show you the things that I've completely used up. The first thing I have is this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. Last time I saw you, it was right about here, and now I'm down to just this little tiny amount here. This is getting really hard to use. I have, as you can see, a really challenging crack in this, and so a lot of times I can't always, like right now, I'm turning it and I can't get any product to come up because it is not clicking, so it's been challenging. I've also noticed, I'd say the past like 3 or 4 days, I haven't actually clicked this at all because there is so much product stuck up in this sponge that I'm trying to be able to use the product a little bit easier and not have a pretty heavy lay of it. Just use this in the sponge first before I click it, but I have very little left. I don't know if I'll buy this again. I just don't know if I like it anymore. I'm kind of torn about it, but that's where I'm at with this. Next up, I have my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I have made a pretty large amount of progress since my last update from here down to here. I don't really know why it's happening. I don't think I'm using any more product than I was beforehand. I've enjoyed this stuff, but I'm ready to be using a different primer. I'm ready to kind of dwindle my primer collection down so I can go out and buy the Rock primer, which has been hands down my favorite since I first used up that sample. Next up, and I'm really surprised by this progress, I have my Chella Highlighter. I swear, guys, I just woke up one day, sharpened it, and realized I don't even have any of the Chella letters except for the curly part of the C left. And I'm starting to get down to where it says highlighter, it's starting to wear away. I will say this is getting more challenging to use simply because as I go to sharpen it, it's becoming more and more challenging to sharpen this. I don't really know why. I don't know if it's my sharpener. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting down to the end of the product, it's becoming more challenging to sharpen. I don't know. Speaking of sharpeners, by the way, I'm on the hunt for one that can fit, the circumference of a pencil this size, a decent one. I've checked Sally Hansen, they don't have anything. I checked Walmart, I've checked Target. So let me know if you guys have anything that I can maybe buy online that isn't too pricey, because I like a really nice pointed liner and I just don't feel like I can ever achieve that with my current sharpeners. But when I last saw you guys, I was up here, and now I am down to here on this. Sorry, this paper is so disgustingly messy. Don't ask any questions about it. I am really surprised. I almost feel like I could get this used up by the end of this. I don't know. It feels really awesome. But I'm pumped about this because, again, I have another round of, I think it's 2 or 3 other pencil liners that I can use for my waterline, and I desperately want to use up my pencil liners. The last item that I have to update you on, as always, is my Too Faced Naked Eye. I honestly can't remember where I was last time I saw you guys, but what I will say is that I have been mixing this palette up a little bit. I have been using, I've hit pan on other drugstore, little quads that I have. So I've been trying to still use this, but also give myself a break and use other lid colors. So for the most, I think of this, I'd say the past month or so, I've been putting gold on my lids, and then I've been putting Pillow Talk in my crease. So I definitely feel like the Pillow Talk pan is definitely widening and getting stronger. I feel like I, as always, am using Like a Virgin a bunch, but I just can't seem to make a dent in it. I'd started using, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell because it's so dark and the progress is so little, I've been using the stiletto to set my pencil liner. It's the only thing I've been able to use to get my pencil liner to stop moving on me. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think I'll ever finish up stiletto because once I'm done using 3 or 4 more pencils, I'm going back to liquid. I might even take a break, do a liquid one, and then do a pencil one because I just love liquid liner so much better than pencils. And I don't do smoky eyes. I don't use black a whole lot. Pink cheeks, I don't think there's much progress to report there. A little bit of a dip, but nothing significant. In the buff, still going strong as my only highlight color. And what I've done here is I've gotten all of the product that was right here gone. And I used up all of the product that was sitting right here. And so now what I'm doing is I'm trying to work on this end, get that end used up, and then move on to this other end down here. I don't know, I'm feeling really good about it. I will say though that once I'm done using in the buff, and once I'm done with Pillow Talk, and I'll just be left with these like outer 4 colors, it's gonna be much more challenging to use this because I don't reach for these 2 colors really at all, and I never have with this palette, and I'm gonna challenge myself to do that. And Like a Virgin, I just feel like is a never-ending color. It just goes on forever and ever because it is so packed in there, and you don't need a lot of it to get a pretty decent look with. So, I mean, I'm happy with this. Question for you guys about this. Would you like me to switch over to just a pan that palette and do updates just on this alone? Or do you like seeing this throughout my makeup project pans throughout this year? Just let me know in the comments below. I'm just curious what you think. Now onto the products that I've completely used up. I am so happy that I used up the Paris Amour. Last time I saw you guys, I was up here and I used this up. This went like super fast when I was using it as a car fragrance. I am really finding that I'm using these so quickly when they're in my car as a car fragrance. My car smells great. That's really happy for me. I'm not wasting product. So I'm pumped to have gotten this out of my collection because it was just dragging. Next I have is this Temptu highlighter. When I last saw you guys, the line has rubbed off, but I had about this much left. You can't tell, but there is nothing left in here, and I almost had like a highlighter crisis once I was done with this because I wasn't used to having options. This took forever to go through this little tiny bottle. And so since then I've been playing with highlighters. I've been loving it. I'm pumped to have that gone. The last thing I have is my Victoria's Secret VS Pro Airbrush FX. Now, this doesn't look like I have made much progress, but once I got up to here, I kept pumping the product and nothing was coming out. And when I could get a little bit to come out after like 20 pumps, it wasn't creamy anymore. It was more of it almost had hardened or turned on me. Now, the expiration date is a long way away from this. Like it's not expired. So I actually was able to pop the top off and I pushed the part that was bringing the product up down, and I tried to scrape out, like you can maybe probably see in there, I tried to scrape out what I could, but even when I was scraping out, it still wasn't a creamy texture anymore. It was almost like it had, let's see if I can, yeah, like you guys can see here when I pop it out. It was just coming out in like chunks. You can see those chunks a little bit like on my finger and stuff. And it wasn't like it was pilling on my face. So I just decided to call it quits and decided that maybe too much air had gotten in here or something. I don't know. I have a different type of primer, but I do have another one from Victoria's Secret. So once I start working on that, I think it'll give me a better idea if that's all Victoria's Secret primers that are like that, or just this one was a little weird. Not that it really matters because they don't make this anymore. You can't buy this, but I am all done with that. So that is my update, my Project 12 pan. I'm down to just 4 items, 3 of which are very much on their last legs. And really, I hope for the finale to maybe be done with In the Buff, at least one side of In the Buff, if not the whole thing. But I'm pleased with this progress. As always, I'm happy to be using up products and getting things out of my collection. I'd love to hear from you guys if you're doing a project pan of your own. Let me know down below. Link me to your video. Tell me about what you're doing because I do love to involve you guys and I love to hear about what you're doing because it definitely also motivates me to keep plugging away at these projects. All right, guys. I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.